Ladies and gentlemen, where we last left off, this could be the last day of Pace Picani. Everything's done. All we have to do is beat this last boss. First, let's start with any percent. Let's start with a little any percent. And you gotta remember. Oh, this music is really good. It's Halloween time. Honestly, this is probably Studio MDHR's finest work, huh? Don't you think? I mean, like, I guess it would make sense because this is like the last boss, but the animation in this is just... Animation combined with the C minor chords.
A great plan ends up. Now go.
Looks like a Disney movie. Let's not go ahead and insult Cuphead like that. Just joking. Disney. We like some of your IPs. I'd say like it looks like a Fantasia. Oh, we'll need Dodgeball. I got. Yeah, old Disney. Yeah, 100% old Disney. I'm like, yeah. I don't know. At first, when like animated movies came out, like Pixar stuff, computer generated, I'm like, oh, this is Pog. But now it's like, all right, saturated, you know? Like, I still would think kids would Pog up over hand animation. But I guess it would be a tremendous financial gamble for a company to do that. When they're just printing money. Man, why when the horns hit does this song get so good?
A brawl is surely brewing. Here goes.
Look at that thing. Like, sometimes I don't even fully get to appreciate all the animation because we're too busy dodging and pogging, but does that sugar cube get chopped up into little sugar cubes and they're all accounted for? Is it 64 cubes, chat? 22x Dan, you believe in me? All right, let's dial here, chat.
This match will be red hot.
Edward Diaz walk-up song. Is it allowed to be played on Twitch? You got to run it by T-Edits. I think you keep our eyes on the green and we can't lose. Green priority over yellow. You got to train yourself to not see the other colors. Just see the green and the yellow. We'll be okay. I'm not even looking at the screen. I'm just periffing green and yellow right now, chat. Green me, yellow me. Green me, yellow me. Got him. That flawless? Flawless phase one, green and yellow. Holy. You just can't look at the game. What colors do we need to look at here? Yellow? We're just looking at certain colors here, chat. Can't stand there. Oh, how many? I wonder how many salt shakers we have to get. $10? I don't think that's a good weapon for that, huh? Yo, thanks, Moog. I appreciate it. What shot do you think we need? Just super on the floor. I got you. So here we just focus on the green and yellow here. Just perif green, perif yellow. Everything else we don't need to dodge. Just worry that this phase takes too long because we're not doing a ton of D. Just periffing green and yellow, that's it. Sometimes when things are chaotic, just focus on the 6 inches in front of you. Green and yellow, that's all we care about. Saw that, that was a trip green. See, we're not really hitting them. That's the problem. I'm not gonna lie, my mind went to should we use auto hitting on this one? It is resinous, but jeez. 100% it's resinous, but we're gonna give it our all here. Just green and yellow. I think we are getting better at phase 1, which is we needed that from yesterday. Problem with this is it's hard to get focus shots in, and focus shots is how you get the good wood. Like right there. Holy poosh. Chad, this is... I'm not saying it's equivalent to fighting Mike Tyson in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, but certainly not. Don't give me a cheap hit. Chad, our K to D, our hit rate cannot be great here, huh? Not bad, though. We'll take it. We'll take a 3-hit Marty. Huh. What do you think, chat? Roundabout? I just don't feel like this is it. I feel like we're not hitting enough in phase 1. Maybe charge will beat salt quick. And try it. Charge and Fusilli. Is crack shot really resin? I mean, it's been voted upon. It's resinous. Every time it gets shot down, but we'll see. Even though I know we don't hit as much with this, I just feel like it hits better. You know what I mean? If you're going for S rank, you don't think it's resin?
You're up.
I mean, I think we get to 200 deaths, we got to talk about it. If we don't any percent by 200 deaths, then we got to talk about it. But right now, everything we want still on the table. Melania really let herself go.
Now go.
But see, also we got to go based off of success rate. Right now, our success rate with Oreos are not so good. Because the only way we can hit this guy with the Oreos is underneath. I'm a believer, but it's either resin or it's not. That's true. You're not wrong. I think we go with what's worked so far. Charge shot is great for phase 1 because you only have to hit him a few times. I'll try that. You sold me on that. We'll try that. +1 on the counter. I got you. No, Chad. You know us. We'll brute force it. Can't whiff though. Did we get one guide on the charge shot, chat? I think we got one guide on the charge shot. That's okay. I think, all right, we got our phase 1. We just have to be who we are here, chat. We just have to be who we are.
A brawl is surely brewing. Here goes.
So this one, we just got to take our lumps, you know? We'll take our shots where we can get it. Because this one, we don't have to be wildly accurate with. I think we take it as, I think when we don't have limes, we have to take full-fledged advantage of what's going on. What's Cobalt saying about taking a little sip? Cobalt, did you S-rank this? Why don't the bosses pick you up and take a little sip? Oh, you piece of peace. I think we're okay. You think you S-rank this Cobalt? There's no way you would forget S-ranking this. Cobalt, I'm not trying to call you out for a bootlegger stash underneath the Vivian, but I mean, this has got to be, this is the Melania of Cuphead. He got S rank in 3 tries. I'd believe that.
Good day for us. Well done. Now go.
All right, here we go. Peace. Okay, so here's our strat here, chat. Let's walk you through it here. Perif the green and yellow. Ignore everything else. Green and yellow. Train your brain so you can tune out the colors, like an iguana. Cobalt, glad you're back, by the way. I know you've been busy, but this runs for Cobalt. Green and yellow. Just perif the green, perif the yellow. Okay. You piece of pink. Are there 3 limes, chat? I thought there were just 2 limes. Sold out. The only health bar for the boss is the transitions. Nice and easy. This is the last day for Bacani, though, for real, chat. If we don't beat it today, we lose Pace Bacani. It'll be our 2nd losing streak of Pace Bacani. We started out hot with Isaac. Missed the pink. That's okay, though. We don't miss twice. Now it's hard time. We don't when the trumpets come out, we don't get hit. Never have, never will. You piece of piece. You can't look at the game if you want to win, chat. You cannot look at it. All right, here we go. Holy malarkey. All caps folded. All caps folded.
All caps folded.
Oh man. Chat, what's the play here?
This match will get red hot.
Full glance tag. Okay, so here's what we can't do. Can't look at the screen. We just have to look at the colors. Why in chat, if you understand what I'm saying? We're looking at gold and yellow. That's the only thing we can see here. Here comes gold and yellow. I mean, green and gold now. We're a green and gold ball player. Don't look at the screen. Just look at the colors. Get me out of here, you piece. That is so flooding. You gotta love it though, man. Green and gold, gold and green. Silver and gold, silver and gold. You piece of phase 2. Okay, here we go. Gotta learn. We gotta perif this. The flames here, chat. How do we avoid those flames?
A brawl is surely brewing.
Chat, at me. We need good flame strats. I think phase 1 we have down to a science. It just requires the greatest dial you've ever seen on twitch.tv. See, chat, if you see us doing this, that means we're looking at the screen. If we're locking in shots, we're looking at the screen. We can't look at the screen. Roll heavy phase. What's up, Ryan Gary?
You're up.
How was the ride this morning? So Ryan Gary, I heard through the grapevine you're taking shots at Pace Bacani. Today's our last day to complete Pace Bacani if we want to be considered victorious, but also to do that, you can't look at the screen. You have to tune your brain out to only see green and gold. So right now, see those items of green and gold? That's the only thing we see. Sometimes we see a little pink. But green and gold, that's it. See right there? We're looking at potentially how you got food poisoning. Ryan Gary was making some homemade bread and didn't cook the yeast all the way. So that's kind of the irony of the whole thing, is that he got it from baking bread and he was the baker unasked for. Oh, Dan, do you think it's wise to make fun of your friend having a dual bacterial infection? Yeah, if he did it himself. here we go. I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing.
This match will be red hot. Here goes.
All right, Ryan Gary. This runs for Ryan. No BM. Ryan, green and gold. If Ryan Gary types green and gold in chat, we will beat phase 2 for the first time. If he doesn't, we will not. I can already tell he hasn't typed it in. Green and he said green and gold IDK. We don't need the IDK. Man, when those trumpets hit, get out of the way. Green and gold, green and gold, green and gold. There's the green. There's the gold. There's the green. There's the gold. This kind of reminds me of that game that Cobalt and Ryan played at what's it called on Champions of Fire? All right, we're in trouble here, I'll tell you that. Also, in case you didn't know, those things don't say Achu, they say Pavel Datsuit.
A brawl is surely brewing.
Did the RC guy respond? He did. Yeah, if you weren't here yesterday, you missed the slot car story from our childhood. We won't relive it, but TLDR. We were playing with an only child, and he was into slot cars and got this Omega one, an orange Nomad, and he wouldn't let anyone play with it. But when he left to go to the bathroom, I took it, went full speed, launched it into a wall, then sent him a Facebook message yesterday to see if he remembered it. And he responded live on the show. That's the TLDR.
A brawl is surely brewing. And begin.
Also, side note: this kid punched me in kindergarten, so this was like a 2 or 3 year con he had come in his way. Like I never forgot that, and ripped my shirt. I had a plaid shirt. No, we weren't friends in high school. We went to different high schools. We were friends in middle school and grade school. We used to play Mario Kart at his house. He's the only friend I had that had a Super Nintendo. The other kid that had a Super Nintendo, this is not BM, but there wasn't a lot of parental supervision at that house, and there were a lot of kids at that house, so I often didn't go there. One time I went over to this other kid's house. This is just called this kid Drummer Kid. I went to his house to play Mario Kart, and this is a little TLDR, but I used to have to wear these things in my shoes. They're called lifts because I had flat feet. So like in my tennis shoes, I had these, I don't know, they're like whatever you call them. They're like inserts. And then I went to leave the house, and his 5-year-old brother, I put my shoes on, they weren't in there. His 5-year-old brother was like slapping them around in the kitchen. Like, what the heck's going on here? So I didn't really like going to that kid's house. It was chaos. You hear the Pavel Datsuit? Datsuit. 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 But I'll tell you what, so the kid, the drummer kid, he was a nice kid, but like there was stuff going on in that household. Oh, we beat it. Your efforts were futile and vain. This world will be my salt domain. 17x payday? Chad, I wasn't even thinking about the game. We were just talking. No, when I say multi-child household, it wasn't that there were a lot of kids or a lot of kids, not a lot of supervision. That's a big payday. Who lost big? Fox's left ear? Ooh.
the doubters are
250K down the tubes. Sorry, I don't mean to BM. But anyway, so this drummer kid, like it was just pandemonium at his house. It just is what it was. And like you knew you could get away with stuff there. So I don't know. I didn't go there too much. They also watched like a lot of movies I probably wasn't allowed to watch. But anyway, so this kid, well, he was like pretty quiet, but a nice kid. And we have our 6th grade talent show. And everyone just knows him as this quiet kid. And so he comes out for the talent show. He didn't really talk a lot, but you know, we were friends. And there's this drum set. And this kid, like, during the talent show, looked like Sonny Bono on the drums, man. Just going off and, like, going crazy. And this, I'll never forget this. This is, like, my first experience with this. That kid went from, like, no one talking to him. I always talked to him because he was nice. To, like, everyone was on his Como se dice pantalones after that, because everyone thought he was cool because he could play the drums like a maniac. I'm like, yeah, that is pretty cool. But anyways, so I wonder what that kid's up to. I already told you about the kid who got bit by a gardener snake. So this is the phase 2 story of the kid. Let's just call him George. Let's call him George for lack of a better term. So there was this woods near my house growing up, and it was like owned by a company, so you weren't really allowed to go in there, but we went in there just because it was like there's like fun stuff to do in there, like be hoodlums, you know, like just go in there and like just cause trouble, because there was no, like, you weren't supposed to be in there, so there were no adults in there. But anyways, like we would like throw sticks at each other and stuff, that kind of stuff, you know, and play capture the flag. But anyways, so this kid George, he was always joking around, and he caught a gardener snake. And if you don't know what a gardener snake is, it's like a super docile snake. Like, I think they just eat leaves or something.
Good luck with post-picante.
Like they literally, like, not venomous, have never bit humans, like that kind of stuff. Anyways, he catches a gardener snake and is like horsing around with it, like telling jokes. And I'm like, and I told my kids the story. I'm like, you shouldn't be horsing around holding a snake. And I can see this as clear as day. Like he's sitting there horsing around, like telling jokes, and it's like the snake is just kind of dangling like this, and then all of a sudden it perks up like a viper and bites him. And he's like, and you know, we're in grade school. He goes, and I start laughing, and he's like, don't laugh, that's not funny. I'm like, well, you horsing around with it. So needless to say, never picked up another gardener snake. But anyways, fast forward a couple years later, we're in the same 6th grade, what do they call it? Computer class. And like the computer class, like for a non-normie like myself, and I'd say George is kind of a non-normie, like who grew up in computers in the 90s, like they'd be like, hey, open up word processing, type in this, spell check it. So we'd have the assignments done in 5 minutes. And I didn't know this even existed, but they were on Apple computers, not the green ones. They're on Apple Macintoshes. So when we were done, and it was a big classroom, there's probably like 30 students in there. I wouldn't say when we were done. When we were done, he's like, hey, Dan, watch this. He would type in words into the Macintosh and then hit like the Apple button in S, and it would read out the words. And so our teacher was a little bit older. Can I say my teacher's name or no? He's probably... Anyways. So he would like... The teacher would get really mad, and he'd just be like... He would just make it say... You know what it was like? It was like modern... It was like early days TTS. Like, so it would just be like... He would just have it say the teacher's name over and over again. It'd be like, Mr. Myers, Mr. Myers, Mr. Myers, Mr. Myers. He goes, what is that noise? And then he would like quickly close it and then open up his assignment, so he would never know who it was, until one day This is the same kid that got bit by a gardener snake. He had enough of just having it say Mr. Myers, so he just had it say swear words over and over again. He got caught, and he got suspended for a week because it was just the Apple Macintosh TTS saying FS, 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 FS. Except, oh, it wasn't just saying F and S. It was saying F dash dash and S dash dash. Mr. Myers. Not saying RIP, but here we go. They're fun times, man. It was a different time. That's I don't know why that's the stuff you remember about being a kid. Why do you remember about that stuff, you know?
A brawl is surely brewing. Here goes.
Salt shakers is P2. Yeah, I think, you know, I'll tell you why I remember it. Because, like, I didn't get in trouble because I didn't do it. I was always the kid that I'd maybe like, hey, are you going to do that again today? I would ask him. But I would never do that. You know, I was too afraid to get in trouble. But, like, I still laughed. But I think I remember it because I was laughing uncontrollably. So, like, Mr. Myers was really mad. But, like, he knew I didn't do anything because I was laughing. But it's still funny, you know? But it all comes full circle because when I was a teacher, I was teaching biology, and sometimes we'd go in the computer lab. And, like, I was aware, like, we had some non-normie kids that were, like, could get the assignment done really quick. So they're like, hey, do you care if we play Halo on the LAN? I'm like, as long as you get your work done, I'm cool. You know, and they were, like, 4.0 students. So I was cool with that until I saw what one of their username ones they used, and then I banned it. And I didn't know what the term meant, but it was sweaty, and then it's like kind of the, and I had to ask the students, I'm like, what does this mean? And they all start laughing. But it's like, it was sweaty, and then it sounds like Gucci, you know, like the brand. But you just take a letter off Gucci, and that's what his name was. And I'm like, what is this? And I knew the kid that did it. And I'm like, okay, well, you just got Halo taken away from the entire class. It's like, Mr. Giesling. I'm like, nope. And I didn't know what that was, so I had to look it up after. Yeah, just take one letter off the luxury brand Gucci.
A great slam and stop. Here goes.
Yeah, because, like, I probably should not have letting them play Halo, you know? Like, I'm sure if the principal found out, they probably would have not been thrilled. But also, like, you know, you get your work done. It's kind of like life. You get your work done in the office. Yeah, I don't care if you watch Twitch. But if you're, you know, like, using it to your free time to, like, harass people, then I'd probably take your Twitch privileges away, you know? If I saw you in, like, Squeaks' channel BMing him on a PB, I'd be like, what the heck? But also, I know that, like, I'd have some explaining to do if the principal's like, why are they playing a video game? Like, well, they got their work done. Use it as a positive reinforcement enhancer. But honestly, like, the kids that I'd say cause trouble, I wouldn't even say cause trouble, but as a teacher, the kids that, like, you had to watch were, like, the kids that were super smart. And I get it, because, like, their work would be done so much faster than everyone else's. It's like that's when they'd get into trouble. But the best part, one of the best parts, and I didn't do this for too long, I think only 1 year, I taught biology in gym class. So I got to get back at those kids when we played dodgeball, you know? I'd always make sure they were on the other team. You know, because most of the time the kids wanted the teacher to be on your team, most of the time. And I'd be like, okay, I'll just make sure I'm on the team where that kid is not on. And then I'd go after him, you know?
This match will be red hot.
That's what you do, you know? And he knew. He knew. It's the law of the land. You ruin Halo for everyone in class, you're getting taken out in Dodgeball. Yeah, good morning, Mr. Giesling doesn't protect you in Dodgeball. And then the other thing I would do, and you can call this BM or not, like the lesser athletic kids, I would always stack the deck for them, you know? Like I would always, like if there was like a close call, like if a kid maybe got hit with the ball or maybe didn't, and it was against a less athletic kid, I would always give that kid the benefit of the doubt. I just like to set up scenarios where it was like the underdog against like 3 Chads, and then you try to set it up. You don't want to give the kid a win, but you at least want to like give him a shot to win. And there was like 1 or 2 times when the underdog won, and it was like everyone was excited about it because they're like, how is this kid winning? there was a kid, he was not athletic at all, but it was his freshman year, and because of that scenario, the Dodgeball scenario, he won a game against a bunch of Chads. He got the nickname the Spider because he would just like do like spider dodges like that. And so like that's from like the next 3 years, everyone called him the Spider. It was great. And if I ever see that kid again, I know his full name. I wouldn't call him by his full name and be like, yo, Spider, I haven't seen you in 15 years. And then I told you the end of Dodgeball. So we got in. I didn't get in trouble for playing Dodgeball because I was like pretty safe with it. But there was another gym teacher. There was a second gym, and there was like a track on the second floor of the gym. And this Como se dice genius teacher in Espanol allowed the kids to play sniper dodgeball. So there was the kids on the top level of the track throwing dodgeballs down at kids hanging over the ledge. I'm like, bruh, like now we can't play normal dodgeball anymore. Yeah, you may say it's awesome. They broke a couple windows doing that. And then also, like, then we couldn't play normal dodgeball anymore. Like, what do you... But I bet it was fun to play, so I guess I can't be too salty about it. I don't know, man. I think this is just by personal bias, because why if dodgeball is banned in schools and if no? Your teacher would just set up firing squads for dodgeball? I thought it was banned. It's not banned? Okay. I don't know. I feel strongly about dodgeball because you don't have to be athletic to win. You can win and just be smart or crafty, you know? It's more of an American thing. And to me, that's like, as a kid, I'm like, I always wish there was like a video game like Dodgeball, where it was like you versus like you could bring your team back. It's not like you just keep respawning. And I think that's why as a kid I like Counter-Strike so much. That was like the first time there was a game where it's like Dodgeball. It's like you got the team on your back, you know? Speaking of, one of my childhood friends is calling me right now. Hey, what's going on? Hey, you're on, just so you know, I'm streaming. There's like a bunch of people listening to this call, so don't say anything like revealing.
Copy that. Happy birthday.
Thanks, man.
Happy birthday.
You know what we were just talking about? I don't know if you remember this. Do you remember playing Dodgeball in grade school?
Absolutely.
All right. And then the other thing we were talking about yesterday, I can't tell you the name because it's like you're not supposed to say people's real names when you're streaming. But remember our friend who lived on our street and he was into slot cars?
Yes,
So,
I do.
do you remember when he had I don't know if you were there. Remember he had like a really special one called an Orange Nomad? I don't know if you were at his party for that. You remember that?
I don't.
Oh.
I don't. But I just remember like the racetrack was phenomenal.
Yeah, he's an only child. He got whatever he wanted.
He had the Hobby Lobby shop in his basement. I mean, it was first class. So,
But I sent him I told the story about like, anyways, like I'd go there. I don't want to tell it, but anyways, I sent him a DM yesterday about that, like all live. But anyways, man, hey,
no way.
Yeah.
Great.
But no, I appreciate the call, man. I'll call you when I'm done here.
All right, enjoy.
All right, thanks, buddy. Bye. Chad, that was my the first friend I ever made from preschool. Like we see each other maybe once every couple years, but we always call each other on our birthday. So that kid on the phone right there. So that was like my first friend, and this is what we used to do in preschool. In preschool, there was a boys and girls bathroom in the class. So there was like doors. So if you had to go to the bathroom, you didn't leave the class. It was just like attached in. But for whatever reason, we weren't allowed to go in the hallway to drink water. So what I would do, or what we would do, and this is in preschool, like we'd be thirsty. And I'd be like, hey, like I'm going to go in the boys' bathroom and drink out of the faucet. Cover the door for me in case our teacher comes. So he would cover the door, and then I would do the same for him. Because whatever reason, we weren't allowed to go in the hallway to get drinks of water. But anyway, so that's my buddy from preschool. That's how we became friends. You know? That's how I knew, like, I didn't really know him, but it's like, hey, will you cover me? And I didn't have to explain it, he just knew. I'm like, all right. I don't know why our teacher didn't allow us to drink water. But, yo, Cobalt, thanks for the 5 gifted. I appreciate it. Coven, thanks for the 5 gifted. Do I live in the town I grew up in? No, I don't. But, yeah, that's... I don't know how I remember that stuff, but I do. Like, you have, like, I can't remember what I had for breakfast, but I can tell you exactly what everything about that preschool bathroom looks like. Do they still have bathrooms in class? Yo, Donald Manahan, thanks for the 10 gifted. I appreciate the support. Truly do. Thank you. I didn't really get it. So the guy that just called, my buddy from preschool, we never really, he was like, he got into a little bit of trouble, not much. We were both afraid to always get in trouble. But he was definitely like, kind of like the cool kid, like super athletic, and everyone liked him, you know? He's the first dude that I like traded cards with and stuff too. All right, settle hodl. I don't have a ton of like, all the stories about him are just like wholesome, you know, just like being a good friend. I don't have anything like wrecked his toys or anything. Although I remember making him cry one time, and I didn't understand why I made him cry. But he wouldn't trade me a Ken Griffey Jr. card, and I wouldn't give up. I'm like, dude, why won't you trade this to me? He's like, stop, man, I'm not trading my Ken Griffey. I just wouldn't give it up. I don't know if I got personal. I hit him with personal attacks or what, but and then he started crying. I'm like, oh man, he never traded it to me, but for whatever reason, I ended up with like 2 binders of his cards. I just found them like a year ago. Not even that. When my mom was cleaning out her basement. But I'll tell you what I did. Here's what I did do. This is what I did for him on his birthday last year. So we were... I don't know if I did this in my mind or if I forgot to mail it to him. But anyways, oh no, I can. I mean, it's not a positive story. But I'll say it, you know, we all make mistakes. We were in like 7th or 8th grade and we were obsessed with Grant Hill. And that's when Grant Hill came out with his shoes. And like they were super expensive, you know, like. And so like they were super hard to get and super expensive. And like I never got him or anything, but he got him and wore him to school. And like, whatever, I was jealous. And we had art class. And like, you know, when you get new shoes, you're like super protective over them. And we had art class together. And like, he was like gracious with it. You know, he wasn't like flossing them, but I was like, man, like I know I'm never getting these. They were the Grant Hill Filas. And so like, we were doing something in art with chalk. And like, I took like a couple shots, like tried to throw chalk at his shoes, like being funny, and he was laughing. You know, so I threw 2 chalk at his shoes and he moved his feet, and then like, okay, funny, don't do that. And then when he was really into his artwork, I dropped one on it and like scuffed his shoes, and he got really mad. I know. I feel bad about that. You gotta remember, I was a quiet kid, but I wanted those Grant Hill shoes, man. Yeah, no, he was really upset, so of course. It's like one of those things, like, the second, like, I did it, the second I saw that it made him upset, I was like, instant regret. Same thing when he wouldn't trade me his Ken Griffey Jr. card. Once I pushed it too far, I was like, ah, man. Then I spent, like, the next 2 weeks, like, telling him I'd clean him or whatever. Hold up, I smell new shoes. I wonder if he would have remembered that. I bet he remembered that. But literally, it was like the only kid in school with the Grant Hills. It was core memory. Villain, the Chalk Man, the villain origin story.
HBD.
Yo, Dan Giesling, little brother. Holy boosh. Thanks for the 2,000 bits. I'm going to buy some Fila Grant Hills with that. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it.
Come and get some damn pawns.
All other kids in school, yeah, that's Dan Giesling for you. What do you expect? What do you mean? Do you remember the time I traumatized you by throwing chalk at your shoes? He can't look at chalk to this day. No, it wasn't paint. I knew that. That's why, like, when I threw the chalk, I'd be like, all right, at worst, there'll be a little dust on there. You can brush it off. I didn't want to do permanent harm to the Grant Hill shoes. Just like, hey, just take it easy. Yeah, just a little dust up, you know. All right, let's focus on the yellows and greens. Call him up? No, he just called me. Starsleep texted me last night because I guess he texted me like 2 paragraphs because he's gonna help with something for Series 3 and I never responded like 2 weeks ago. And he goes, "Hey dude, are you okay?" And I just responded to him, "Hey, I've been busy. I'm working on I'm working on The Last of Us for PlayStation 6. And he said, "Oh, okay." Because that's actually what he's doing. He hasn't been around because he's working on some promotion for Sony for Last of Us. All right, that's not a bad first run here. How many of these we gotta hit, chat? We gotta hit a lot of those, huh?
Good day for well done. Here goes.
You went to the bathroom in someone's $6 trainers. What? Wait, the friend that just called was the kid that got his shoes chalked? Yeah, and when I say chalked, chat, like I think you're being a little dramatic here, like personally. Like, and I can tell you, I can see it in my head. I'm gonna let me show you here. Like, let's not get it twisted here, chat. This was when you say chalked, that's not accurate. I can tell you the color of the paint. Chat, this is what it looked like. Those were the shoes. It was pink chalk. And I threw it, and it was like it's actually a little bit more spread out than that. It was like, literally, that's what it was, chat. That's not, if that's called getting chalked, chat, that's literally, I couldn't make it any more perfect. So, like, it wasn't like I dipped his shoe in chalk, all right? That was it. All right, so let's not make a mountain out of a molehill here, chat. Chalk man confirmed, dipped in chalk. Chalk man has come on. Chat, I'm sorry, you guys were all perfect angels in grade school and middle school. Also, he's calling me 25 years later. I think he's over it, chat. He's right? Fishing for an apology? You never know how bad someone feels after they've been chalked. Yeah, but like, we're adults. You could say something if it still bothered you.
Here's a real time last. Here goes.
A lot of these stories, Dan does something, downplays it, then takes great joy in the destruction. What do you mean? When you say does something, it could be something little, you know? I don't tell you about all, like... I tell you the flawed stories. I don't tell you about the stories about, like, you know, being friends with the non-normie kids because we had a lot in common and protected them from, you know, from my Chad friends from getting... I don't tell you that stuff because who wants to hear that, right? I tell you... I give you the juice. No, I was like, I'd say the best way, like in hindsight, the best way to, and I just figured it out. I could navigate between like any groups in school, you know, and be, you know, welcome and accepted, but also use that to like make sure people didn't fight and stuff, you know. I didn't want people to fight or like not get picked on. So like when I was hanging out with the Chads, I'd be like, hey, this guy's such a dork. He's on Instant Messenger or whatever. He's on AOL. I'd be like, oh no, he's cool. So I use that for good, not just chalking. But you gotta remember the kid I chalked. It's not even called chalking. The kid I threw chalk at was my best friend. All right, it's not even some random. That was my best friend since preschool. You can't chalk your best friend. What do you... Are they even your best friend? And it's not even chalking, chat. You saw... It was like 0.5% of surface area of one of the shoes. Not even both shoes. His all caps been chalked. To him, it was the whole shoe. Oh, he was really upset. Like it was like a silent upset, you know? Like it was, hey, when we walked home from school, he didn't say a word, kind of upset. All right, chat, you want me to buy him a new pair? Yeah, and if you guys knew this guy, he's like he's like the guy in the movies that's like Ryan Reynolds, you know what I mean? Like he's all right, Chad. He's all right.
A brawl is surely brewing. Now go.
Idea for a Series 3 card chalk shoes. Oh, for sure, he's my best looking friend. There's not even close second. All right, Chad, I'll buy him. Chad, you have to remind... On March 1st, remind me, I'll buy him for his birthday. You have to remind me, though, Chad. His birthday is not March 1st, but it's in the first 2 weeks of March. Chat. What if we buy him and then put chalk on him and then send it to him? Do you think he would notice? No, not a pat. Just I would put it in the exact same spot where it was.
Good day for well done. Now go.
No character growth in 30 plus years. No, it just would be the humor. It's about the humor. Like he's a grown individual with a job. He could buy his own pair, but he can't buy a pair with pink chalk on the toe area. It's about sending a message. And then I'll put a Ken Griffey Jr. card in there too. Rookie card. Chad. The funny thing is these are not like enemies, right? These are dear friends, you know? It's not like someone who did me wrong. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get him back. These are friends.
Here's a real high-class battle. It's on.
What's Schadenfreude? Will he watch? No, he doesn't watch. Doesn't watch Twitch. He's a normie. I told you, he's like Ryan Reynolds, you know? Good-looking, athletic. Well, I know if Ryan Reynolds is good-looking, athletic, you know? And are you trying to say good-looking people don't watch Twitch? No, he works. No, I didn't mean chat. I didn't mean it like that. I mean, all he does is work. Like, he doesn't do anything for fun. His free time he doesn't spend on Twitch. He spends it at the gym. You saw this guy. Chad, don't bend my words, chat. Don't bet. No, don't squeaks me. Don't squeaks me. Don't squeaks me, chat. No. You can't squeaks me.
Here's a real
Chat, I know.
Here goes.
Get squeaks. I'm not saying Twitch viewers don't go to the gym either. I'm saying this individual, with his free time, spends all of his free time in the gym. I don't think he watches TV. No, I think I have a pretty good idea of the average community member. Like if we were to like AI, what are those AI? You know, the AI art? Like if we were to type in the average community member and like it would pump out like D&D stats. I think I have a good idea of the average. Not average meaning mediocre, but like the median. Dan's D&D charisma -1.
Here goes.
Had my money / guess I don't need it for the gym of Grant Hill feelers here dang hands.
Yeah, you're bending words, chat. You're bending words. I was merely describing my friend, not anything to do with you, chat. This is not gonna turn into Squeaks Core. Hello, Huddle. Interesting how Dan never shows his hairline. We do once a year for our formal stream. The stream in which you guys choose to either hire or fire me for another year. The annual performance review, which we are a little late on. But we should hopefully have some information for you on that on next week. Right, here we go. Can we add he doesn't watch Twitch, he's good looking and works to the quote? I didn't say that's him. That's not making a statement about anyone here. It's just a statement about him. Just because it's him doesn't mean that's not you. Chat, we've seen pictures of people in the community. There's good-looking people in the community. And the people that aren't good-looking, they don't post pictures themselves. Just joking. I'm just joking! I'm just joking. It's a chat, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Come on. If you tee it up, I gotta take a swing at it.
Here's a real
Performance review -1. Chat, anything that happens on the birthday day cannot be held on the performance review. So anything that happened on today's show is redacted. What do they do that? What do they call that with evidence? Chat, what is that called with evidence? Gonna give your packs to your kids for them to crumble them up. What is that called when evidence is non-admissible? Yeah, this stream is not admissible for the performance review. I'm serious. And if I'm telling you right now, if anything is mentioned on the birthday stream or the stream on our birthday, not a birthday stream, and the performance review will be dismissed. It goes both ways. If you pace today, it won't count. Average Atlas. That's kind of a mean thing to say.
This match will be red hot. Now go.
No, Night Week is fair game for the performance review.
Team red for the past 6 months down.
Yo, Legend of Crow, thanks for the 6 months. Appreciate the support. More like Comcast week. Yo, Cersei, thanks for the 5 months. I saw you subscribe to Squeak yesterday too. I almost called you out, but I'm like, I just want to see Squeaks get this PB. I don't want to have Squeaks do an impersonation of me. That's, you know, like, that's why sometimes like I lurk in Squeaks' chat. You know, sometimes, Chad, you ever just lurk because you don't want to get called out? Like, this was me yesterday, and I regretted it. But like, sometimes you just want to go into a stream and you know, just not get called out.
You want to hear my Dan Giesling impression?
No, I don't.
Chat, this one for sure. Chat, this one for sure.
This
is the run. Chat,
this is what happens. This is what happens. You try to imitate us. Yep. Thanos snap in
Chat,
3,
this is the run.
2, 1. Thanos snap. Thanos snap.
Says you.
Thanos snap.
I don't want to start drama or whatever.
That's what happens. Don't do that anymore, Squeaks. Don't do that anymore. Chad, this is actually the run, though. Literally the run. All right, chat, we're okay. Threw chalk at the run. All right, we're good here, chat. All right, no, for real, all jokes aside, this is actually the run. We can't think about childhood stories about how when other kids had their birthdays at McDonald's, how they'd have the McDonald's cake, right? I would always try to beeline, and I knew I wouldn't get the whole thing. And I would just stand in a position because I was pretty quiet. On top of the McDonald's cake, there was the greatest piece of candy known to man. I don't even know if it's candy, but it was like McDonald's birthday cake.
Thank you. Can we please
This
get
was,
some dang packs?
if you ever had, I mean, this was in the 80s, 1980s. I would never ask because I was really shy. But I'd put myself in a position where if it was offered, I would say yes. Because you had to be in position. If you weren't in position, you would not get offered. But this is what the cake looked like. And it was worth the positioning. Okay, this is what the cake looked like. In the 1980s. So these things on top, they were actually like granulated sugar mashed together. So when you broke it, it was like compacted sugar. So like I would put myself in position because I never had a birthday at McDonald's or anything like that. I'm not bitter at all. But I would put myself in position where like when the kid would like, the mom or the dad would take the piece, I'd be like, hey, do you want one of these? I'd be like, yeah. And you'd bite it. And it was like literally like if it was like sand in your mouth, except the sand was sugar. It was like the highest tier thing you could ever have as a kid. Why in chat if you've ever had that or no? What one was the best? They all tasted the same. They all tasted the same. I just wanted to get a little bite of one. Even if I got like a little morsel, that was enough.
Now
70% have never had that. It was like probably, I don't even know how they formed it, but they probably heated the sugar up, put them in a mold, and then let it dry and return back to crystallization form. Too much sugar for you? Not as a kid. But I agree, as an adult, maybe. As a kid, pump that right into the veins, man. You had to go through the bounce house, or what do they call that thing? The ball house? The whirly pit? The play place, yeah. You needed that extra energy boost.
A great slam and stop. You're up.
It all comes around and goes around though, chat. That's good, that's good, that's good, that's good right there, that's good. Okay, green and yellow here, chat. This is the run. I'm gonna give you 1000% dial right here. Gotta get out of the corner now. Yeah, babe, I told you get dial. You get a mouthful of it. Oh, we slammed it. Just a little late. Little late. Don't get greedy now. We pogging? How many more? Chat, how many do we have to do? How many do we have to do?
Now watch this drive.
One more? We should probably try to go for more than just those two, huh? Always just one away. Hamfreys did not say this is a 3-day boss. Maybe send special attacks to the top. I'm with you. That's a good idea. I think we have to be pink aggressive here. Aggressively pink. Isn't that a Pink Floyd song? Piece of beetle.
A brawl is surely brewing. And begin.
Chat. Fury already wrote our get out of detention pass for the day, all right? This stream will not be spoken of. I kind of like if this stream were a hospital, I feel like Fury is like the hospital administrator. Like she's got to sign off on everything, and always has the best interest of the hospital at mind. Ohado. Feel confident about this part, chat. Two. 3. Natsu. 4. How many more? We got oh, we got so lucky there. We got so lucky. We're about to drop on him. If the bottom 2 peppers shakers sneeze straight, you can duck the projectiles. All right, chat, here we go. This is the run. JVol 008, thanks for the Prime Marino. Appreciate it. Chat, this is the run. We're seeing the 1s and the 0s, chat. Chat, can people speak in binary? Like if you say 110011, does that mean hello? Or is that Boolean?
This match will turn red hot. And begin.
The timer's paused? How long has that been paused? What was it, 1807? Did you notice our devs channel is named in binary? I didn't. I just thought it was a bunch of 1s and 0s. Does that spell out devs? What does that spell out? I just thought it was you guys were being funny because I always say 1s and 0s. But you actually had a message behind that. Says get chalked. Huddle huddle. We just stood there. All right, here we go, chat.
This kid is going to gamble, and he's going to lose, and he's going to gamble, and he's going to win.
What does it mean?
Gamble and lose, and then he's going to win again.
Chat, what does this mean? I'm gonna post you it to in binary. Can I post this? I'm posting it, so I hope it's appropriate. I can't copy and paste it. Zero one one zero zero 1000 1100 101 0111 0110. Oops. That's what it says.
Here's a real-time last bet. You're up.
I can't copy paste it because I'm not a moderator.
Happy birthday, Dan. In person, we guarantee a NS rank this attempt down dance.
M Babs, thanks for the 49 months. Holy boosh. M Babs.
Mr. Queensland.
No, thanks V Mad. M Babs, what were we doing 49 months ago? At me so I can see it in chat. 49 months, jeez. 4 years ago? Melania. What were we doing 4 years ago, chat? Is second super considered resin? I don't think we've ever used the second super. I don't even know what it looks like. The problem with the ones and zeros is I can't copy and paste it. I don't have access to it. What's this bet, chat? Is it to get to phase 2? Reach P3? We can do it. Why not? Do I want strategy? I always want first grade strategy.
Here's a real
I translate it, says dev.
Here goes.
Whose idea was that? The devs.
A great slam and stop. Now go.
First roll more, cover the flames in the air. Flames cover the air? What does that mean? That's 18th grade? If you can give me that, your strats in first grade, we can have a shot to implement it. Don't stand above below the flames. Okay, that's good. Flush me.
A brawl is surely brewing. You're up.
Play it out. Give me one sec, chat. Hold on.